Okay, this video is what I think about crystal children. I mean, indigo children, or whatever they call them. Take two. I hate having to do these videos twice, because I do them when I'm inspired, you know. Anyways, the first time I did it, the file was corrupted or something. So anyways, yeah, I saw this video last night. This girl named Jessica Mystic. I saw her, she was on Jack Bodie's site, and then she had like a channel. So it was awesome, and she's all talking about, she's all like, I'm a crystal child. And I saw like a couple of other videos, Indigo Children and stuff, and I guess it's like, it's the idea that like, we're getting, and then Bashar actually talked about it, we're getting a new race. Every so often, every few million years, there's the sun goes in a certain area and then shoots energy to us and gives us mutations. And so, 2012, we get a new jolt from the sun. And, they lift the ban of extraterrestrial contact, so the aliens are allowed to come back. And so then we get to mutate, turn into another species, and that's what the Indigo Children are. And I guess they're starting to pop up. I think I saw in a video, like, Indigo Children or whatever started in 71, so that would make me one. Now basically what that is, the new race, is like, right now we have like a 2-strand DNA, and which wraps around itself. These 2 strands wrap around each other, and between them they have all the codes. And then they all wrap into a donut shape inside of the nucleus of the cell. And the idea is that we're going to become a lot more complex genetically of a species, and that can communicate to God more, communicate to our higher self more. And so we'll have a 12-strand DNA instead of a 2-strand. And I guess, the 3rd strand, you can kind of quasi-see it in a microscope, but it's mostly going to be in the spirit realm, and then all the other ones are basically only in the spirit realms. But so basically, I guess they say more crystalline. I don't know if they mean we're going to have a crystal. People are going to be crystalline based instead of carbon based. There are crystalline based animals in the vents that are like 1,000,000-degree vents at the bottom of the ocean where the magma comes out. So I guess, maybe it's possible. But anyways, I guess more crystalline, basically, more DNA packed into your cell, basically, is what I would imagine. So that you can, get in touch with your higher self, and now my idea of that, my translation, is I do agree that people are changing. And I think, yeah, genetically changing. I think people are going to soon, and already, start to be, and I've done videos like this before, but I could do millions more, man. Just title it a different name, because it's a really important message. People are going to start listening to their hearts more, man. People are going to start to do what they know is right and not care about money. You know why? Because money doesn't really matter anymore. We make enough money to live. Computers are cheap enough, you can get what you want. Bicycles you can get out of a newspaper for $100, You can move back in with your mom and work at the supermarket as a bagger and make enough money to save money, if you don't blow it. So people are going to be able to do what they want and not be stuck in this whole mindset of, like the way politicians are nowadays still is like, I'll do anything to get elected, It's like, what will they think if I do this? What will they say if I do this? And not what do I want? What do I believe? And they'll act like that's what they believe. But, at the end of the day, they'll say what'll get them elected, Like Obama, Reverend Wright talks about how white people infused AIDS into Africans, and Obama's like, oh, he's crazy, And it's like, well, there was a doctor actually arrested for trying to do that just last year. So you don't want to say he's crazy. You would say, okay, I understand. But, of course, he's trying to get elected, so there you go. Anyways, and I would have done the same thing. But anyways, what I'm saying is, from now on, in the future, like, if I were to ever be because I'm an indigo child, if I were ever to try to be the president of the United States, right, I would go, yeah, I'm going to run for president, and I'd be up there, and I'd say what I believe, but I wouldn't waver, and I wouldn't say something just to get elected. And I think that's basically what the new race of people is going to be about. They're gonna say what they believe, have integrity, be real, and if that doesn't get them elected, then they'll just be like, whatever, dude, I don't care then. I guess I don't want to be the president. I guess I'll go surfing in Bali instead. You know what I mean? It's not going to be all that important for people. And making money, you know, people aren't going to be like, oh, I'll do anything for money. They'll just be like, I'll do anything that I believe in that makes me happy. And now the reason I think that is, I think it's going to be genetically encoded in us, you know? I mean, our souls, people's souls who go in here, you could say that, you know, this earth is going to bifurcate into, you know, two parallel universes bifurcating, and the people with, you know, advanced souls are going to go to this planet. And maybe, you know, there's going to be another more primitive planet over here that's going to die off, and because more primitive souls or whatever. But the world is changing. The world I'm going to go to, and everybody here is, who's watching this video, is changing. Is like, people are going to not, they're going to physically be sick if they lie. Physically not be healthy if you are too much of an actor. If you say stuff that's just not real, because you're going to be so in line with your higher self, so connected with your heart, that if you lie or if you cheat or steal or say something that's not true or act how you're not, you're literally going to feel sick. And I'm like that already, you know. I mean, if I lie, I feel sick. I can't lie. And I know you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people are like that. A lot of people know that if they lie, they're going to get busted. I'm one of those people. I'm those people, if I lie, I'm going to get busted. Because my higher self knows that I want to get busted in the end, because I have to transfer into that be real. And that's what that whole idea, be real, you know, the rappers, be real, you know. Even the guy from Cypress Hill, that's his name, be real, you know. And people are like, you know, and that's what I think people are like in the future. Now, you know, people who rule the world now, the 60-year-olds, like my mom's age, you know, grew up in the 60s, you know, like my mom lived in D.C. in all of the late 60s and was in college in that time. And so they were the ones who first coined the term, don't trust anybody over the age of 30. So I think they understand. The people who rule this world right now understand. Like if you were to talk to some, like Donald Trump or one of these guys, they would, and you're like a total hippie person, when you first talk to them, they're going to be, you know, they went back into that whole mindset of their parents, who I think are hopeless, but they're like 90 years old, so they don't matter anyways. They're on the surface going to be, you know, like the whole, you know, it's the backstabbing way, dog eat dog, that's the world, what you going to do? They're going to be like that on the surface, but I think that their conviction isn't as strong as the conviction of somebody my age who's like a hopeless optimist. So like you could actually change them if you have enough conviction. That's what I believe. But anyways, those people are going to be retiring in 10 or 20 more years. And as soon as they retire and people my age take over, you know, in 30 years time from now, it's just the new way of thinking is just going to replace the old way. And it's the only way that can happen, you know. I mean, the way that people think now, you know, if you want to have a car, you want to have a house, you want to have a lawn that you water every day, you want to fly here to here to here for vacation, you want to eat out all the time, you know, you want to buy all these overpackaged foods and like have, you know, a big old trash bag thrown out in the front yard all the time, and have a big house and all this stuff. If everybody's like that, we're going to kill the world. And but so the only way for the world to survive is for people to like everybody together to dedicate their life to making the world a better place and not worrying about status or money. And so that's what new people are all about. That's what the whole. So basically, I think I'm running out of time, but basically, I think the new people, you know, Indigo Children, kids who are even younger than me, 20 years younger than me, basically aren't going to stand for any kind of unrealness, any kind of, not even going to understand social control. We have a lot of social control now. DEA, FCC, even doctor's prescriptions. Need a doctor's prescription to get an asthma inhaler. You know, I heard it's illegal to have a website and then have the word homeopathic or this or that. If you want to sell like a cream that's made out of aromatherapy, you have to go through the FDA, you know, and all these restrictions. I think once people grow up, the people who are mature now grow up, their kids now grow up, and people become more responsible. We're not going to need any social restrictions at all. We're going to restrict ourselves. And all those like frozen, solidified, over control, like the ice on a car, is just going to melt away as soon as the sun rises. It just melts away, and it's just going to go because nobody's going to stand for it. And that's basically what I think about Indigo Children. I hope this is not too long of a video.